Hey everyone, welcome to Gambling Stories. Today we have something truly special for you. We're excited to present a story from a very talented anonymous author, someone who wants to stay unknown for now, kind of like Banksy in the world of visual art. He's written a whole series of incredibly honest and raw stories about himself, his friends, real gamblers, full of massive wins and crushing losses, wild successes and painful failures, deep emotions and personal struggles. These aren't just gambling stories. These are human stories. We really hope this one hits you as hard as it hit us. So, are you ready? Let's dive in. Watch until the end. A surprise awaits you.
There was nothing obviously wrong with Daniel's life. That was the problem. No chaos, no drama, no big failures, just a slow, quiet routine that repeated itself so perfectly, it almost felt scripted. Every morning started the same whale alarm at 7:30, snooze scroll silence by. 8:15 he was already sitting at the edge of his bed, staring at nothing for a few seconds longer than necessary. Like his brain needed extra time to accept that it was happening again, another day, same job, same people, same conversations. Daniel worked in customer support for a mid-sized tech company. It sounded decent when he said it out loud, but the reality? Endless tickets, copy-paste replies, forced politeness. Hi, Daniel. I'm having an issue. Hi. Thanks for reaching out. Every message felt like it had already been written 1,000 times before, because it had sometimes. He would catch himself typing entire paragraphs without even thinking, like his hands knew the job better than he did. Lunch breaks were quite on in a peaceful way, more like empty head sit with his phone, scrolling through other people's lives, trips, parties, new cars, promotions. Everyone seemed to be moving somewhere except him. By the time he got home, it was already dark. Jacket off, shoes kicked into the corner, same microwave dinner, same chair, same screen. Netflix would play in the background, but he wasn't really watching, just noise, something to fill the silence. It wasn't sadness, not exactly. Daniel didn't think of himself as unhappy. He just felt stuck, like he had somehow missed the moment where life was supposed to become something more. Now he was just maintaining it. The first time he saw the ad, he almost ignored it. Play now, get a bonus, bright colors, flashing numbers, someone celebrating a win that looked way too easy. He smirked. Yeah, right, clicked away. But later that night he saw another one. Different site, same idea, big win, fast money. No effort this time. He didn't scroll past it immediately. He paused just for a second. It wasn't about the money, not yet. Was something else. Curiosity, that quiet little thought that sneaks in when your life feels too predictable. What if something actually happened? Daniel sat there for a moment, staring at the screen, finger hovering, not clicking, just thinking, because deep down, he wasn't looking for money. He was looking for a moment, something that would break the pattern, something that would make him feel anything. That's how it always starts. Not with desperation, not with addiction, just a single harmless thought. What if Daniel didn't sign up that night? Not immediately. He closed the tab, opened it again, closed it again. It felt stupid, putting money into something that was clearly designed to take it away. He knew that everyone knows that, but logic isn't what wins in moments like this. Curiosity does. The next evening, after work, he came back to it. Same chair, same screen, same silence, but this time, he didn't hesitate. His long email, password, confirmed, done. Just like that, the website was louder than anything in his apartment. Bright colors, moving lights, numbers spinning, everything felt alive, exciting, almost welcoming. He hovered over the deposit button. $10. That was the number that felt safe, small enough to not matter, big enough to feel real. He paused for a second, then clicked. At first, nothing happened. Just a simple game. Press spin. Watch it go. Lose again, lose again, lose. He leaned back in his chair, smirked. Yeah, figures. Then win small, $3.8. Oh, not even half of what he put in, but something shifted, because it wasn't about the amount. It was about interruption, a break in the pattern, proof that it wasn't just losing. He leaned forward, Again, clicked spin, lose, win bigger, this time $12. Now he was up, his posture changed completely, no more leaning back, now he was focused, eyes locked. Fingers ready, spin, win big. Win $47, Daniel froze. Actually froze, he didn't react immediately, just stared at the number like it might disappear if he moved from $10 to $47 in minutes. It hit him slowly, that warm rush, that sudden spike of energy that shoots through your chest before your brain can explain. I've laughed quiet at first, then louder. Wait, seriously? He checked the balance again, still there, still real, and right there. That was the moment, not the big win, not the money. Feeling because something clicked in his brain, something. Dangerous, this is easy. He didn't cash out, of course he didn't know. One does, because now it wasn't about leaving with more money. It was about seeing how far it could go. $47 became $62 then. $5.5, then $7, one up, down, up again. Every spin mattered now. Every near miss felt intentional. Every small win felt like a sign he started noticing patterns, or at least he thought he did. This one hasn't hit in a while. That was close. Okay. Now it's coming. It wasn't logic anymore. It was belief, and belief is powerful, especially when it feels like it's working. An hour passed, maybe two. He didn't notice by the time he finally leaned back again. His eyes were tired, but his mind wide awake. Balance 83. He had turned $10 into $83. He could have stopped there, Schulweitz. He smiled, shook his head slightly, and whispered something he didn't fully understand yet. What if I tried with more? That thought didn't feel dangerous, it felt logical, and that's exactly why it was. Because in that moment, Daniel didn't feel like he was gambling. He felt like he had just discovered something. The next day felt different. Nothing had changed. Same alarm, same job, same messages. But Daniel wasn't really there anymore. His body was at work, answering tickets, typing replies, clicking through tasks, but his mind still somewhere else, back in that chair, watching numbers. Klein feeling that rush. He checked his balance during lunch, $83. Still there. It didn't feel like money anymore. It felt like potential that evening. He didn't hesitate, no back and forth. No second thoughts. Deposit. $50. It felt bigger this time, more serious, but also more exciting. Spin, lose, win. The rhythm came back almost instantly, familiar, comfortable, like he had already learned something, like he understood how this worked. Now that's the trick, because the system doesn't need you to win all the time. It just needs you to win enough to believe you can. $50 turned into $1.12, then dropped to $90, then climbed to $1.16. Daniel leaned forward, elbows on his knees, focus, calm. He wasn't laughing anymore. This wasn't random, this felt controlled. He started making decisions, changing games, adjusting bets, watching patterns. This one's cold. This one's about to hit, okay. Now, and sometimes, was right. That's what made it worse, because every correct guess felt like confirmation, proof, evidence that he wasn't just playing. He was figuring it out. By midnight, his balance hit $310 from $50. He leaned back, slowly exhaled, that feeling again, stronger this time. Deeper, but different, less surprise, more confidence. Opened a new tab, started searching the slot strategy, how to win, roulette, casino patterns, explained, forums, videos, threads, people explaining systems, charts, methods, guaranteed approaches. Most of it didn't make sense. Some of it sounded convincing. But Daniel wasn't really looking for truth. He was looking for validation, something that would confirm what he already felt, that this wasn't luck. Days passed, then weeks. The numbers got bigger, so the bets, $5 spins became $20, then $50. Losses started happening more often, but they didn't scare him, because he had already seen what was possible. And once you've seen it, you stop fearing the downside. You start chasing the upside. One night, he dropped $400, gone fast. He sat there for a moment, quiet. Old Daniel would have stopped, closed the laptop, called it a bad decision. But this version of Daniel? He leaned forward, opened the deposit page, $500, just to recover. That's what he told himself. Because now losing didn't feel like losing. It felt temporary, like a mistake that could be fixed, and fixing it felt logical, necessary, almost responsible that night. He recovered it. $500 turned into $1,200. He felt it again, that confirmation. That dangerous, quiet voice. See? You know what you're doing. And from that moment on, Daniel stopped thinking of himself as someone who plays. He started thinking of himself as someone who wins, not always, but enough. And that belief was about to cost him everything. It wasn't supposed to be that night. There was no plan, though. Today, I go big, no final decision. Just another evening. Daniel got home later than usual. Long day. Nothing special. Just exhausting in that quiet, repetitive way. He dropped his keys on the table. Didn't even turn the lights on right. Away, laptop, chair. Same position for a few minutes. He just sat there, silent. He could have skipped it, closed the laptop, slept early. But that thought barely lasted, because now, not playing felt strange, like something was missing. So he opened the site. Balance, $0, of course. He didn't react, no frustration. No hesitation, just straight to deposit $300 higher than usual, but it didn't feel like a risk anymore. It felt like an entry. Point the game, loaded, lights, sounds, motion, instant, spin loose, no rhythm, no momentum. Within minutes, $300 dropped to $180. Daniel leaned closer to the screen, eyes sharper. Now spin $140, spin $95, spin $60. That familiar tension started creeping in. Not panic, not yet. Just that tight feeling in the chest. That question, was this a mistake? He clicked again. $40. Now it was real. This was the point where most people stop, where logic tries one last time to break through. Just close it, walk away. Daniel didn't. Because he had been here before, and every time, the comeback came right after. That's what he believed. $20. He paused for the first time that night. His hand hovered over the mouse. Silence. This was it. Last spin. He clicked. The screen started moving, slow at first. Then faster. Symbols, blurred lights, flickered, sound building. And then it hit everything. Stopped. A flash, a sound that didn't match anything before. Louder, deeper, different. Daniel froze. Numbers started climbing. Fast, too fast. $20 gives $400,000. Gives $900,000. $900 gives $1. $800. He didn't breathe. Didn't move. Just stare, because his brain couldn't keep up. This wasn't a normal win. This was something else. He stood up suddenly, chair sliding back. Wait, the numbers stopped. $1,842 from $20. His heart was pounding now, loud enough to hear. But instead of stepping away, he sat back down, because this didn't feel like the ended. Felt like the beginning. Spin, win, spin, big win. The rhythm changed completely. Everything started hitting. $1. 800 gives $32,003,200. Gives $57,005,700. Gives $8. 400. Daniel started laughing out loud alone. He stood up again, walked in circles, ran his hands through his hair. This is insane. But he didn't stop, because now stopping felt wrong, like leaving in the middle of something important, like walking out before the ending hours. Blurred together, the room stayed dark, only the screen lighting up. His FaceTime didn't exist anymore. Only numbers, only motion, only that feeling. At some point, he stopped reacting to wins. They were just expected. $10,000. He blinked, checked again, still there. He sat down slowly. This was no longer exciting. It was surreal, like watching someone else's life spin. $12, 800, spin $15,300. His hands were shaking now, not from fear, from overload. Too much happening too fast. He opened the withdrawal page, hovered over it. Paused. This was the moment. Smart move. Take the money, end it. Walk away. He knew that anyone would. But then that voice, quiet, familiar. What if it's not over yet? He closed the withdrawal tab, went back, spin, big win, $18. 900. He laughed again, almost in disbelief. Okay. But there was no. Okay, there was no stopping point anymore, because every win pushed the limit further. $20,000 didn't feel like enough. Not after this, not. Tonight, spin $21. 600 spin $23,400. And then nothing. The screen went quiet, no big animation, no explosion, just the number $23. 417. Daniel stared at it. Longer this time. No movement, no reaction. Just silence, because something strange happened in that moment. The excitement disappeared, replaced by something else. Disbelief and a question, is this real? He checked the balance again, still. They're still real. He leaned back in his chair, slowly for the first time that night. He stopped 4:12 a.m. The room was quiet again. But Daniel wasn't the same, because in just a few hours he had crossed a line, not just financially, mentally, because now he knew something most people never experience, that it's possible that one night can change everything. And once you know that you can never unknow it, the next morning didn't feel real. Daniel woke up around noon, sunlight cutting through the curtains, head heavy, eyes dry for a few seconds. Nothing, just that blank space between sleep and memory. Then Hythe grabbed his phone, opened the app balance. $23. 417. Still there. He stared at it longer than necessary, because part of him expected it to be gone, like a dream that dissolves the moment you wake up, but it didn't. It was real, and just like that, everything felt different. He didn't go to work that day, didn't even call in. What was the point? Sitting in that chair answering tickets for what? He had just made more money in one night than he could save in a year, so he told himself something simple, something that made perfect sense in that moment. I don't need that life anymore. He withdrew part of the money, not all of it, just enough to feel it new. Clothes, better phone, dinner outside, small upgrades. But each one carried the same feeling. I made it, not officially, not permanently, but enough to taste it. Friends noticed, of course. They did. Different energy, different posture, different tone. What happened to you? He smiled, shrugged. Just got lucky. He didn't explain, because even he didn't fully understand it, or maybe he understood it too well. Days turned into weeks. The money slowly moved, some spent, some sitting in his account, some still in the casino, because he didn't fully leave. He couldn't after that night at first. It was controlled, small sessions, low risk, just for fun. But something was off. The feeling wasn't the same. Wins felt smaller. Even when they weren't $500, didn't hit him like it used to. $1,000 felt average, because once your brain experiences a peak, everything else becomes noise. So he did the only thing that made sense to him. He increased the stakes. Bigger deposits, bigger bets, trying to get back there, back to that exact moment, that exact feeling. But it didn't come not the same way. Losses started stacking slow. At first, almost unnoticeable. $23. Zero became $19,000. He didn't panic. Still plenty left. $19,000 became $14,000. Bit frustrating, but manageable. I've done it before. That thought stayed constant, like a safety net, until it wasn't, because the wins didn't return out like before. No streak, no miracle. Just variance, unpredictable, uncontrollable. $14. Zero became $9,000. Now he felt it, that pressure, that tightness in his chest again. But this time, it wasn't excitement, it was urgency, because now he wasn't playing to win, he was playing to fix, to recover, to undo. And that's a different game. Losing $9. Zero became $4,000. Sleep got worse, focus disappeared. Everything outside the screen started fading. Calls ignored, messages unread. He didn't want distractions. He wanted control back. $4,000 became $1,200. Now it was serious. Now it was real. This wasn't extra money anymore. This was what was left. He sat there one night staring at the numbers. Same chair, same screen, but a completely different feeling. Fear. Real fear. This was the moment. Same kind of moment as before, but reversed. He could stop, walk away. Save what? Remained or try one more time, and he chose the same way he always had. He clicked the spins, felt slower now. Heavier every loss, hit harder $1. 200 gives $800,800. Gives $430,430 gives $120. He stopped breathing again, not from excitement, from dread. Last spin again, the same scene, different meaning. Click. The screen moved and then nothing, no sound, no wind, just zero complete final. Daniel didn't react, not immediately. Just sat there still because something inside him didn't break it. Emptied completely. Hours passed, morning came, but he didn't move because this time there was no illusion left. No, I'll get it back. No, next time, just silence. Weeks later, he was back. At work, same desks, same screen, same messages. Hi, Daniel. I'm having an issue. He stared at the text, hands on the keyboard, not typing, because now everything felt different again. Not empty like before, heavier, because now he knew something he couldn't unlearn, that it's possible to escape, to break out, to win, and then lose it all. And that memory, it doesn't fade, it stays quiet, waiting, because even now, sitting in that same chair, answering the same messages, there was still a voice in his head. Not loud, just enough. You did it once, Apostle can do it again. Daniel looked at the screen, blinking cursor, waiting, and for a second, just a second, he almost believed it.
I really hope you enjoyed this story. If you've ever played any gambling games yourself, I'm sure you felt something very similar at some point. That rush, those emotions, that roller coaster. If you liked it, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring you more real stories like this. And here's a little surprise for you. In every video of this series, there's a hidden number or letter. Collect them all across the upcoming episodes, crack the secret code, and a special prize will be waiting for you. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and good luck. See you in the next story on Gambling Stories.